All right, good evening, everyone. Sorry for calling this
Good evening, sir.
emergency meeting. I know it's an emergency meeting. To make sure we put things in perspective and make sure that we have an event that is well planned and well executed. Before we continue, let's follow our tradition and national pledge. And to go. I pledge to Nigeria, my country. Faithful, loyal, honest, serve Nigeria with all my strength, defend our unity,
and uphold our honor and glory. So help me God.
Thank you very much. So, this is just a brief highlight of what we are planning to achieve during the anniversary. Tomorrow, Thursday, 21 November 2023, we are going to have a rally, the school compound, to the Ayogure of Ikorodu Palace. And like the planning committee has rightly advised, we are to appear in our white and navy blue uniform. So I will want all of us to comply. And like I told you in one of my speeches in the past, we just want to bring back that memory, the olden days. So we put the time at 7 o'clock, and the school will be resuming by 7:30. We are going to conduct assembly as usual. And late coming will not be tolerated. Latecomers will have to do some weeding or cleaning of compound as we used to do in those days. So by 8:30, we are going to make a roll call of branches. We want to see their leaders, we want to see their followers. And then from there, our procession to Ayogure of Ikorodu Palace will start. I'm going to call on the secretary of the planning committee to give us the details of the plan and let us know how it will go. So that if we have any question, I want us to, trash that out here. Just get to the field tomorrow and do what we plan to do. That's the essence of this meeting. So over to you, Mr. Taufik. Are you there?
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Mr. President, for your leadership, for your time, and for your sacrifices. We really appreciate you for everything, sir. Without wasting much of our time, that is the highlight of tomorrow's program. Tomorrow's program is the day 2 of our events. The one we did on the 1st of December 2023. So this is day 2, a walk to the Oba Palace. So as highlighted, arrival will start by 7 o'clock. So we want everyone to gather as early as possible. before the sun will start rising. So tomorrow is to showcase the beauty of our college. We want to let Ikorodu to know what this college means to us. So that is why we are doing this in commemoration of our 40th anniversary. So tomorrow we need to appear in the emblem of our school, the color of our school, which is white and blue. So we still have much time to mobilize every of our members. We are aware tomorrow is a working day. However, we believe we can still get the necessary numbers that are possible. From my own hand, the branch I belong to has started calling people to commit them to tomorrow. So it is important for every one of us to do the same. We need to bombard the streets tomorrow. So for that event, we have a band set that will cheer us up from the school compound down to Anyobadijo Junction. Then we'll go through Onishigida. We'll have a stop at our former principal's house, Alhaji Yaya Olorun Shebi's house, for a blessing. From there, we'll approach Itumoja Junction, then to Alashe Itumoja's premises too, for his blessing as well. Away from there, we'll go through Ejina Market, from Ejina to Maluti Junction, then to Itelewa, then we'll enter through Owolowo Street, passing through the uh, High Court frontage, then we'll go through Sikalu Street to the Oba Palace, where we'll be having the royal blessing. So it is from there we'll take our departure. We don't want this to take us more than 1 hour 30 minutes, so that we can have the rest of the day to do one or two things, while the planning committee will also uh, do the needful in preparation for Saturday. So we want to implore every one of us to help mobilize to this event. We wish that we'll have a memorable event. Thank you very much. That's the submission for now.
Thank you very much. Appreciation to the planning committee. They've been doing a very wonderful job, and they are also in the execution phase now after putting much effort into planning. So the best we can give them is our support to mobilize our members and resume in school at the appropriate time tomorrow. So if you don't meet the assembly, you are going to do some cutting of grasses, as it used to be in those days. So that's the event of day 2. And for our grand finale, this has been dissected into 3. We don't want to mix up things. We don't want a situation where we will have to be waiting for the arrival of the guest while we are doing things that are internal to us. So the AGM is internal to us. So we want to use the opportunity that we have to quickly run the AGM while we are expecting the arrival of our guests. So when you come to the school on this day, we want you to come as early as possible. I suggest 8 o'clock, 8:30. Make sure you locate the registration point. This is very important because in the year 2024, we are going to make sure that all events attendance are well documented, because these are part of things we use in determining which of our branches are doing better than which. So we are trying to use things that we can use as evidence that can show us how did this happen, so that in 2024, and we are saying 2024 branch are the best branch of the year, there will be some things we want to point out to and that are well documented that we can use as evidence that there is no bias in our selection. So we will now be taking our registration, very important now. So if you don't register, you have shortchanged your branch. So make sure you locate the registration point and register yourself and make sure your branch is well documented. So that is that, and then you proceed to your canopy. Everybody will have been assigned their canopy. Go straight to your canopy, get seated, and by 9 o'clock we want to start our AGM. And then we'll read the reports. Then the people who want to give presidential awards to will be doing that. And want to quickly round up the AGM before the guests starts arriving. So once we are done with that, we will receive our guests and the anniversary event will start. There are a lot of things packed in the program. We still call on the planning committee to put more salt into what we have here. So we are targeting completing the anniversary event by 3:30, 4 o'clock, so that we can start our refreshment and jollifications. We are bringing live band this time around. Go and get your new Naira notes. As I will be dancing, everybody will be spraying me. I'm the only exception to spraying. I have to receive this day. I don't have to pay or spend. So let's all plan to be there as early as possible. So I will still call on the secretary of the planning committee to give us the um, details of this in 5 minutes. You are
Mr.
muted.
President, Mr. President, thank you for the honor once again. Actually, I know I will have a fair share of whatsoever you have been sprayed. I want to believe so.
Noted.
Thank you very much once again. Saturday will be a memorable day for every one of us because already I am anticipating the day. Every moment, every minute has been a countdown for me in anticipation of that day. So we're having 3 segments for our program. We'll be expecting very special guests here and there to grace the occasion with us to celebrate our college, which is we trying to embrace the past and celebrating the future. The day we want the day to be glamorous, to be colorful, to be filled with merriment. So, and it is through all our efforts that this can happen. Sure, part of those efforts we have put in place by contributing financially to making the day realizable. Second, by getting the attire for the day, which will contribute in no small measure to the colorfulness of that day. So I want to believe those that will garnish this attire with costume, with makeups, already have their makeup artists booked down, that there will be no delay whatsoever towards our set timing. 9 o'clock on the dot, we want to start everything. We want to start our internal affairs. We want to have a secretarial report. We want to hear financial reports. We want to hear the breakdown of what it has been so far, the good, the bad of this present administration. How did we start? Where are we and where are we going? We hear that from the horse's mouth. So equally, we'll be having the Branch Dynamic Index Award for the participation, the commitment, the involvement, active involvement of all branches at our meetings, at our outings. So we'll be awarding some standout branches on that day, and that is what we know as Branch Dynamic Index. So the trophy for that is already available too. We'll be doing that. So in the same vein, we will be having the Presidential Award for that day too. So we want to conclude this in the space of 2 hours, 30 minutes, when we will have the arrival of our guests by 12 o'clock, which will signal the second segment, the anniversary, where we'll be receiving goodwill messages from different personalities. Also, we'll be dishing out awards in recognition of those that have contributed immensely to the establishment of Shams-El-Deen Grammar School. So we have 8 persons for this. The first is the Shams-El-Deen Society of Nigeria, the society that established the school. In my word, I say Shams-El-Deen Grammar School, established by the community, for the community, and doing what the community, serving the community. So apart from that, we'll be appreciating, honoring Ayobadijo family, also the Alashe Itumoja. Also, we'll be appreciating Dr. Saidi Bikunle, likewise our MHR, Honorable Baba Jimmy Benson. Then the Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture, a daughter of Itumoja community, Honorable Bisola Ruth Olusanya. Equally, we'll be honoring the daughter of the Ayongbure of Ikorodu, Princess Islamia Abiodun Oyefusi. And the last award of the day, the Personality of the Year, Shams-El-Deen Grammar School Student Association, a big fish, a man of the people, a man of tenacity, sagacity, a man of all, our brother, engineer, Ahmed Idowu, is a Personality of the Year for that day. So that is why he is worthy of whatsoever spraying you want to do. It will not end with fund. That spraying will also be in prayers, encomiums, good wishes, and all sorts that he is deserving. So we will do that too. And also, we will be relaunching our alumni hall. This we have in the pipeline all this while. And for one reason or the other, we are not meeting up with the set target. However, we will not relent on the effort to make this a reality. So we will be having that on the table too for that day, relaunching of our alumni hall. So all in all, we want to conclude this by 3 o'clock so that we can have time for the live band, the choice or style of music of the live band, as well as our DJ too, so that we'll have from that 3 till Mama call for us to celebrate. So we'll allocate spaces for each branches. I think I have skipped that. So we need the involvement, as we have been clamoring on the platform, the involvement of at least 2 members of each branches as early as 6 a.m. on that day for us to allocate spaces and put the venue in good shape. It is very, very important. Very, very important. Please help us spread this across all quarters, that 2 representatives of each branch must be on ground for that day for us to do the needful. Remember that it is the number of people that are on ground that will make us arrange that place as early as possible, and it will make us start as we have planned, and will save us from so many hindrances or hurdles or unnecessary delay. So please help us appeal to all branch heads to send their representative at this time. So I think that is what I can remember. And lastly, we have an anniversary muffler. So many people have been paying, they have been booking and paying. So this muffler will be made available on the day. So we'll be giving those that are paid. It's just a limited copy, actually, that we'll produce. So that is the information at at hand now. So any question, perhaps we will be able to provide answers to such question. Thank you very much, everybody.
So thank you very much. And that's the plan as it's been arranged by the planning committee. I want to emphasize, I will want the two representatives from each branch to be in the school on Friday by 3 p.m. That is the tradition. We want you to know your location. The floor plan has been drawn and it will be published as soon as we conclude the finishing touches we are putting to it. So we want all of you to come with your representatives, know your location, secure your bookings, so that on Saturday morning there will be no agitation of um, our seats have been taken by someone else or things like that. Please be responsible for your location. Let's make this a family affair where we come only to wine and dine and not to fight. I, I will appreciate um, concurrence of all the branches on this stand. If you have any question before we go to the next on the agenda, we will be glad to answer. Not seeing anybody raising up hands. Silence is Shams-El-Deen Grammar School form of acceptance. So if there is no question on the rally, on the AGM, and on the anniversary events, I will quickly go into the constitution review results. The time allocated for this event in our program is so short, and I wouldn't want us to extend the timing so that it will not affect our jollifications. So I decided that it's better we know what we have voted for, and that we know where we are going henceforth. It goes thus. It's very sad, very, very sad that as much as there are many people agitating for changes in our constitution, we requested that people should vote for what they want in the constitution. We have only 40 people that responded. And the breakdown of the branches that responded is what you are seeing here. Highest from the 91-92 set, 13, followed by 94, 96, 2001, 2004, 2005, 2015. 3 members from each of those. 2 from 1995, 1 from 93, 98, 99, 2000, 2006. is what it is. We allowed 40 people to take the decision that will be binding on over 300 members. It is our choice. We all agreed to do this. So whatever the outcome, we have to live by it. And here we go. On the annual general assembly, as we have been doing it before, but that is contrary to what we have in the Constitution. The Constitution stipulated that we'll be doing our AGM in July, but by popular demand, members have agreed that AGM will now be holding in every December of every year, as we have been doing. So that's not a big deal. It's what we have been doing. If December date is not possible, the NEC will announce new date. On section 16.1, how do we amend constitution? In the past, we will be voting every year like this, but this year we have stated categorically that amendment of constitution will now be done by CWC, Central Working Committee. It's not a bad idea. It is in Central Working Committee that all branches are equally represented by their chairman, the secretaries, and the treasurers. So every branch have or has 3 members representing each one of those. So we are equally represented here, and whatever our representative choose to change in the constitution, we have to live by it. So 2/3 of a member of the CWC can change the constitution. Before the constitution go into modification in the real constitution document, it must be signed by the president. So that is what we have said. That is what we have voted for. And that is what goes into revision 3 of our constitution. Tenure of office. By the special grace of God, all executives, be it national or branch, will now spend 2 years in office, 2 years of maximum of 2 tenures. And this is applicable to National Executive Committee and Branch Executive Committee. And this counting of year will start in 2025. You will know the reason later. On section 15.1, this has always been the point of agitation in meetings all the time. It has always been that branches wanted to collect their money and remit 50% to the national. I've always been telling the advocates of this to wait for this moment to happen. But what happened? They lost team. They lost control. They didn't work towards achieving their dream. So status quo won. We will still be paying membership dues to the national, and national will remit 50% back to the branch or branches. So status quo won. Section 10 on Central Working Committee. the member in their majority has said that they want to constitute independent CWC. What does that mean? It now means that all our National Executive Committee members will no longer be part of the Central Working Committee. Then chairmen, general secretaries, and treasurers of all branches are automatic member of CWC. And the CWC will be there to provide checks and balances to the National Executive Committee. CWC will have its own leadership, speakers, speaker and deputy speaker, clerk and deputy clerk. And these are to be contested by members of the CWC within themselves. They will elect their speaker, deputy speaker, clerk, and deputy clerk. And they will have to swing into action of checking the excesses of NEC, checking the records of NEC, trying to, balance the administration of the association. So we're still going to work out the details of their function. But what we have said is that we don't want involvement of the NEC. The president cannot be controlling the NEC and still be controlling the CWC. We want the two arms of our organization to be independent of each other so that we can have an association that excel in its way of doing things. And the first set of our independent CWC will be inaugurated by the president in January 2024 at a time to be announced later. Now, we have constitutional crisis ahead of us. And then we discussed it during the constitutional conference, and we decided to put it into vote so that we will all agree to what should happen. The current executive, led by me, our tenure will end in July or June 2024. And we have just agreed that executives will now be handing over to each other during the AGM. And AGM has been shifted to December. This will be a constitutional crisis, and that is why we said let's vote about what should happen. Should this ESCO leave after this AGM? Should we wait and conduct election and leave in June and allow another sheriff to take place or to take over from June and continue with that cycle that did not balance? Or should we conduct election in 2024 and allow this current ESCO to live in December during the AGM to balance the equation? So it is very obvious that members want the current NEC tenure to extend by 6 months, meaning that this National Executive Council and all the branch executive, national executive committees and branch executive committee currently running the affairs of the various branches will quit in December 2024. So NEC will vacate office during the 2024 AGM. all the PEC, either you were inaugurated 3 years ago or 3 months ago, you will have to vacate office during 2024 AGM. Elections will hold from June 2024, starting by the National Executive arms. Then after the national election, all branches will have to conduct their elections, have their elected executives ready, and then on the AGM day, we will swear in the new executive committee of the national and the branches. And the executive can contest for another tenure, which lapses after 2 years, according to the tenure chosen in this constitutional review. So immediately after the AGM, as we are closing that AGM, the new sworn-in elected officers will take over. And the ESCOs that have been working over these years can now retire and go back to, continue their normal businesses and still be supporting our association and ensuring that the association remains on top. And here we are. That is the verdict of the people on revision 3 of our constitution. The floor is open for question, clarification, and any other comments before we bring this meeting to an end. Thank you. The floor is
Mr.
open.
Mr. President, am I allowed to comment?
Go ahead.
Okay. We are very much grateful for this effort enacted on this constitution review. It is a way to give us the needed direction. So any association without a direction will somehow falter. So thank you for not giving such room for faltering. To start with, I'm also not that satisfied with the turnout of people that responded to this review upon everyday broadcast. So, however, we thank God that those that created time were able to make a difference. I want to start from this. There is a suggestion that this platform, WhatsApp platform that we are using, that the reason we have not been able to bring more people in is because of the limited admin. So it is being suggested for us to have more involvement on social media, that it is the first point of call of dissemination of information, that the best way to bring more people on board is to make a representative per branch and admin. This representative will add members of each branch, so that this representative, this admin should cut across each branch, a representative each. So with that, information will spread, will cut across. So having said that, on the election, we have gotten the outcome of what was being voted. So however, I want to point out that in all of this, it is not stated when the electoral committee will be put in place. There is no mention of that. So please note that, sir. Having said that, I also want to suggest, I don't know how that will be incorporated when constitution review have. I observe there is a depletion of members of the NEC as a result of good things that happen, some outside the country, as it were. So I want to say that we should increase the number of positions of the NEC to give room for more participation. Like the publicity, we can have publicity 1 and 2, we can have social 1 and 2, and so on and so forth. Also, this will also help us sort the issue of some branch not well represented. Also, there is a suggestion that we need to make it a law that a branch cannot hold more than one executive position, more than one executive position in the NEC. So that is also a suggestion. So I don't know how we are going to input all of this. So I think I will rest my case for now, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate your comment. Um, Let me reiterate this. Those that are within my capacity, I will do. Firstly, to increase the admin on the platform. That is a doable alternative. We can do that because we want to discourage using links. The links are always bringing uh, unwanted members who eventually comes to become an anchor on the platform. So can work that out at the executive level and determine one who becomes an admin. So thank God, WhatsApp community has grades of admin. There are cadres, so it's not something that is not possible. So that will be taken care of. On the electoral committee, like I said, the people has given this current executives, both at national and branch levels, they go ahead to extend the tenure till December next year, meaning that election will be taking place from June downward. This then means that we have ample time to constitute electoral committee and get things done in the year 2024. So that's well noted. On not allowing some branches to hold the office more than one or whatever, that to me is undemocratic, but I'm still going to subject that to review by the Congress if we so desire. So um, every member of this association has that right to vote and be voted for. So how you mobilize your support is left to you and your branch. That we think we need to look into that critically. On extending the number of executive members is also a doable thing. We can look into that. We can review that. Now that change of constitution now lies with the CWC, we can bring it up at general meeting. We can raise a point on that. We can send it to the CWC to review. if they so feel and within themselves that this is a doable or option, they will vote within themselves and ratify it, bring it back to the Congress. If Congress is okay with it, then the president will sign it and it becomes effective. So these days, we don't have to wait a year to change a constitution any longer. So it now rests with our CWC. So on that, I have my personal opinion, but as I am, I don't allow my opinion to supersede the Congress. So leave that open for people to debate on, and whatever the outcome of it, so be it. I think I've done judgment to all the requests. So
Yes, sir,
I'll
you
be
have done, sir.
calling Sister Asu Olua Fumilayo. Can see your hands up. Unmute yourself and say something. Asu Fumilayo, are you there? Unmute yourself. If you are talking, you are muted. Unmute yourself. Okay, while you are still battling with that, I have a son Taiwo. Go ahead and speak. Out again. Asu Fumilayo, do you want to speak now? Your hands are up, but you are muted. Kindly unmute yourself. Look at that symbol that looks like a microphone. Click on it to cancel that on it. Then you can talk. How do I help the situation now?
We have Engineer Martin's hands up.
Okay. Mr. Engineer Marty, go ahead. My Honorable Treasurer. Please go ahead. You are muted if you are talking.
Sorry, yeah. Good evening, everyone. My special greeting to Mr. President. Sir, you are welcome back, and I want to believe your trip was very safe. As you can see, you hear you sound and equally very well. We thank God for that. You are welcome. First of all, where I wanted to talk about about having maximum of one person from each set to in the neck. To me, I'm not seeing that as something we should deliberate on at all. You have said it all, Mr. President, that everybody in our midst is liable to be put and to be voted for. And the way to now generate your support is not left to you. I think that should be the normal way to go about it. You don't need to deliberate on it at all, because we have seen a lot of times where so many people will put into a position at the end of the day they will not be active, whereas those who can do this thing better are out there. So now trying to put somebody there that you should be there just because we want our mate or our state to be there. and not make our NEC as effective as we want it to be. So as for me, we say we shouldn't even try to deliberate on it at all. Talk less of having giving him options or trying to put it to consideration. Secondly, on Saturday, I don't know if Secretary of Planning Committee have mentioned it. Maybe because I met him talking when I joined. I don't know if he was talking about it. If he has, fine, that would be good. But now for me to support whatever he said about it, and what that is, all he said to please everybody should send in their representative on that Saturday as early as possible. We should make sure that our representatives are available as early as possible. Because one, this work might be so hectic for planning committee. Two, if you have support of others, as early as you can, it will make the party very easier, and we'll be able to start earlier as we wanted. But if there is no representative from each set, it will make it difficult, and our time might have gone before we could be able to start anything. So I'm using this opportunity to beg everyone, please, all the state, all the chairmen, all the secretary, all the section of the state, please talk to your members, having your representative available as early as possible. Also have enough time and the ample time to arrange things.
Okay. Thank you for that. We have actually discussed on this point. We are not even making it Saturday thing. We have called on the all NEC member, planning committee, and the representatives of each branches to meet us in the school on Friday. We are going to arrange the place, get the place ready, allocate the spaces for everybody, take your slot, and be responsible for it on Saturday. Starting that arrangement on Saturday will be rowdy, and it's going to take much of our time. We want to make sure the place is ready on Friday, to let everybody take possession on Friday, and your Saturday you can start your decoration and everything you want to do in your canopy. So that's what we have discussed before your arrival. So thank you for bringing this up again. I hope everybody's getting this information, that we're going to pass it across to those who are not here. Thank you. So, Madam Asu Fumilayo, you still want to talk? Instead of unmuting your phone, you only open your camera. So you want to do what you did to your camera to the second symbol. The second symbol is the microphone. Oh, very good. You can talk now.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. I'm happy to join.
We can hear you.
I'm happy to join this platform this night. I've listened to all what they discussed. I pray the Lord will keep us alive to witness that beautiful day. And I thank
Amen.
every planning committee, all the planning committee, and my president. God will continue to strengthen you. All right, sir.
Thank you.
All right, sir.
Okay. Any other comments? I can see Kara. Somebody by Kara, unmute yourself and say something. Kara is the name I can see. Unmute yourself and talk. Who is by the name Kara on this platform? Okay, I see Mr. Shobowale, President 1994 said. Okay, Kara is unmuted. Okay, you want to say something? Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. President. And I greet
Can
you
you
all
please
up.
identify yourself properly?
Okay, my name is Kara from 2004, 2005 set.
Okay,
My own is very open, sir. I'm only particular about the arrangement of the event. Well, I didn't see, I'm yet to see the layout from the planning committee, which will make sense to be because of architectural experience. The last time that the event was held, it was on the open field. It was not well coordinated to my own view because the canopy were not really synchronized together. It's just my own observation. And while we have the central green grass, the walkway, the driveway, is a suggestion. If they can plant the canopy outside the green, so it will now be like you're having a red carpet. It will just be the garden. I don't know. But I will just try. It's just my own suggestion. I don't know how to come up with it, but because I don't know what the planning committee are already planning. That's just my own observation, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Will you be available on Friday so that you can come with that idea and then it's a beautiful one?
Okay, no problem. I'll be available on Friday.
Okay,
Thank
so
you, sir.
just come directly to me and identify yourself to me, then we can listen to you. So that's why
Sir,
we are saying
sir,
everybody has opinion, everybody has
sir,
something to say, and then
Mr.
yes, sir.
President, sir.
Yes, sir.
He is a member of my set. He is a member of my set. So please mandate him to be part of us tomorrow. He will surely go by that directive. So we don't need to wait till
Yes,
Friday. Engineer Kara, be
yes,
part of us tomorrow morning.
yes, yes, had you already. So that's why I've always been saying the more the merrier. The more we bring more idea, the better it is. So thank you for that contribution. Mr. Shobowale, President 1994. Go ahead, unmute yourself.
Good evening, my president.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, you are welcome back, sir. I really want to commend the effort of the planning committee so far on this event, and I can see they are not resting at all. And then based on the plan I saw and that I've had now, I can see vividly that they are really working to make this event a memorable one. And I pray that every one of us, by the grace of God, none of us will be missing on that day.
Amen.
So on the issue of that we should to increase the number of people that the next executive, I think is a very good idea, and that we should not sweep it under the carpet. We should look into it critically at the end of the day, so that more branches can have an opportunity to be part of the ESCO. So once again, I greet everybody and I say I wish everybody happy anniversary in advance.
Thank you. Listening to everybody's suggestion and opinion, like I said, I'm going to throw this open for members to bring forward. And but I want us to understand that we are empowering the CWC that now has equal representation of branches. which will now have power to check on the NEC. Even if the NEC is constituted by single branch, I want to believe that if we have effective CWC, they are going to do the bid of all the members and not the bid of their branch alone. This is why we called for independent CWC that will not be led by NEC also, because the current CWC is led by NEC. We are even overwhelmed. Sometimes we mix meeting of NEC with that of CWC. Sometimes we don't even hold CWC meeting at all. How many meetings are we going to be having in a month? We will go and do NEC meeting. After that, we'll do CWC meeting. After, we'll do general meeting. Then later, we'll say, okay, 1 month, we'll do CWC. Another month, we'll do NEC. At the end of the day, one died for another. So if CWC is effective and they are having their meeting regularly, they will always come to general meeting to hear what the NEC has in plan. If they have issue against that, they can go back home. This is where every branch is equally represented. Go back into their meeting, debate those things, and come back and say, hey, President, sir, we want to see you and your ESCO in our midst. Come so time. This thing you are trying to put forward is against our wish. And as we all know, we have a skilled NEC and we have a balanced CWC. Whatever CWC wants is what we do, because that's the mind of everybody. That is the organ of our association that is well represented. And that is why we are coming with this idea of having independent CWC. So I want all of us to go and look into this very well, digest it, and if we really understand this new structure, then let's come back and debate if we need more members in the NEC or not. As to me, from the experience since inception of this committee, executive committee, I'll tell you it's not by number. It is by commitment. We have 24 NEC members and they are not all functioning. The association will die. If you have 3 effective NEC that are well backed by effective CWC, we'll continue to run an association. And we will not regret why we are doing it this way. Thank you everyone for your contribution. Like I've always said, opinion of members is always taken. You can throw it up in the meeting. What wins, wins. Not my opinion. I can see somebody else online, unknown. If you are raised up your name, your hand, just unmute yourself and talk. I don't know who this person is. Then after that, I have one Idowu.
Yeah, good evening.
All right, go ahead.
I'm also here, sir. Shegun Bello. I'm raising my hand.
Evening. Yeah, good evening, Mr. President.
Okay.
Good evening, sir.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Ayenia. My name is Ayenia Adekunle Kazim. 93 sets. Yeah, Sheikh on the line. I say thank you very much for your efforts and all you've been doing. I just want to make comment on 2 things. Number one, I noticed that there have been people waiting at the lobby. About 2 or 3 people were at the lobby and they were not admitted. I've been observing that. Then number 3 is the change of tenure by maybe electing new executives to the association. I want to say that with my own observation and my own following, I think this effective executive is still young. I would say for now that maybe you as the president that has known some positions that are opened, you just throw it open to us that we need social position. Though the constitution stands, we still go with the constitution. We still elevate to change the whole executive. As far as I'm concerned, with my observation, I don't think we need it for now. That's number one. Then number two, number three, I want a situation where the people in diaspora, there should be, because what you focus grow. What you don't focus on does not grow. And there are ways to bring people into discussions. There are ways to engage people. There are a lot of things to do to get people engaged. I'm saying thank you very much for all you've done. But we still need to improve on putting people into our meetings. So that is just the three things I have this evening. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Sheikh. And your opinion is well noted. And we'll do what we need to do. And we will still try to do what is logical that would not violate our constitution. And we want to build a respected institution where nobody is above the law of the association. So it's not yet Uhuru. If the tenure ends, the constitution still allows for whoever wish to return to have a second term of office. So the entire executive may not leave. Some may leave, some may stay, some may do their second term. Some may finish their second time and contest for something else just to hang around the corridor. Some can go back to the branches and become something in their branch and still be represented in CWC. There are a lot of things that you can still do to have the best hands around. So the constitution gives rooms for all those. So it's a constitution. We can always find a way to find ourselves around it rather than changing the content. So I appreciate your thought on that. And on diaspora stuff, we have those people in mind. That's why we used to make our meetings hybrid, both physical and online, so that people in diaspora can be part of it. Even people not living in Korodu can always be regular in meetings. So we've been doing this effectively, and we appreciate people that are not around that have been part of the association from inception till where we are today. We are still going to, do more to ensure that most of our people in diaspora come together to be part of this. We can, from the beginning, we have told ourselves that, for example, if we can have about 10, 15 people in London and they are member of this association, they can form London branch. We don't care what set they belong to. It's London branch, it's London branch. The idea is for them to be meeting and be part of whatever we are doing here. We'll be glad to say we have a London branch. We'll be glad to say we have South African branch. We'll be glad to say we have American branch. So all options are open and we are exploring all those options. We don't want to be a local association. So we are expanding our wings to ensure that we are doing what it takes to make Shams-El-Deen Grammar School Student Association the best among its companions. Thank you once again. Mr. Idowu, you can go ahead. Do we still have Mr. Idowu? Okay, I'm going to call on Dr. Shegun Bello.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, house. Yeah, I want to sincerely appreciate the president for the work done so far. And I also want to appreciate all the 40th anniversary committee members. Have really been doing a good job. I just have two things to talk about. The first one is on the constitutional review. Sincerely, I personally am not happy with the turnout, the constitutional review. But if I have to talk about myself, I had to constitute a committee for this constitutional review, in which we had time as a branch to look into the the points of review, and we are able to collectively say, oh, this is what and this is what we are going for. And it's so shameful that in the long run, it's only 3 people from my branch that voted for the constitutional review. I know I'm going to hold the committee, my own committee for the constitutional review for that. But the only succor I heard about it is that now we do not have to wait for a year any longer for the constitutional review to take place, because one of the major part of the review that is really affecting my branch is so painful that we lost it in the review, and I think it's because of the low turnout of people from our branch. But we hope to come again by the next time. Then, secondly, I want to advise that for the next 6 months for this branch or national executive, the financial team should look at uh, making people or making people to understand the importance of paying their annual dues. Uh, and also, there should be emphasis on members becoming a financial member. You know, we have a lot of members. Like in my branch, I have close to 100 people on our WhatsApp platform. And it's so painful that it's only like 11 or like 12 paid the annual dues. And just 4 or 5 of us were able to pay a complete 12,000 for 2023 year in review. So I want to suggest that the financial team, even for the remaining 6 months, to liaise with all financial team of all branch and emphasize on member becoming a financial member. So that with that, it will help the anniversary course to have some money to work with. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. Your point is well noted. You know where your fault is. You know how you lost it out. If about 20 or 30 of your members voted, your opinion will have counted. So, but then we are where we are today, and it is what it is. And on financial situation, I still hold leadership responsible. I saw a branch that came from zero to become hero. I want to thank whoever, maybe the chairman or whoever that worked on them. 1995 cents. They came from not non-participation and they became the leading branch on our membership dues chart. So that goes to say that somebody conscientized them, somebody talked to them, somebody made them see the importance of paying that membership due, and they started coming, booming the account. I was seeing the alert. It's fantastic. And the same thing goes to 1996. Those are the two sets that top the list. Some people were doing their work underground, telling their members, you need to do this. It's very important that you need to do this. So not until when we have to wait for the treasurer or financial secretary to come and talk to our branch members. These are internal things. Go and pay. If you pay 100,000 to national, then you have equally paid 50,000 to us because national will remit back to us. So this is an assignment that we'll do together. The treasurer is here. He has gotten your advice, is going to intensify his efforts. But at branch level, I want to call on all the leaders to please help us to help you. And the election is coming. If your record is not up to date on the financial chart, you will not contest for election and you will not vote. So that's what the Constitution says. So let's note that. And people who are interested in contesting for some position, they should get themselves ready and make sure they pay their dues up to date. And people they bank on for support should always also be conscientized to go ahead and pay their membership dues up to date, because this year election will only allow those financial members. Ordinary members will not vote. Thank you. I can see my brother, Bale Orija, sir. You can talk, sir. Chief Bale, go ahead and talk. You can unmute yourself. You are muted if you are talking already. Unmute yourself. You have to press that microphone button to unmute yourself. While he's still doing that, I call on Mr. Idowu if you are ready now. It's already 10 o'clock and we have to bring this meeting to an end, but I'm going to allow the 3 people online to talk. Idowu, unmute yourself and talk. While we are waiting for that, Asan Taiwo, unmute yourself. Okay, Idowu is ready, go ahead. Hello, Idowu, are you talking? Go ahead. Okay. Asan Taiwo, unmute yourself and talk. Bale Orija, I recognized you, sir. I want you to say something, but your microphone is muted. Can you unmute yourself, sir? All the 3 of you, you are not talking. I wanted to say something before we bring this.
The president, sir.
Okay. Good
Okay,
evening.
Bale is ready. Bale, go ahead, sir.
Good evening. I just want, Mr. President, I just want to commend you. You are doing a very fantastic job. I want to pray for you that you should continue what you are doing, and God in His infinity mercy will always be with you. But I just have one observation. Why you are talking about the election. You are talking about the election in next year. What about those people that are not paying? They are not being carried along, and they are not paying for their dues. What are they going to do? That is number one. Number 2. What about the registration, the national registration for the association? What are you doing about it? So I want you to just please explain.
Okay, sir. We are all hearing this on the platform that we pay 1,000 naira monthly dues, and that is what we want all members to pay from January to December, and that will be 12,000 naira. So anybody that have paid that 12,000 naira can contest for election, and the person can also vote.
Okay.
So that is that on that. And about our registration, we are registered at the local government, Ikodo local government, and we have our certificate with us. So we have not really seen the much need to go ahead with registration of CWC. We have it in plan, but we have not seen the much need for it right now. So
Good evening,
we want
can
all of us. We want all of us to be on the same page before we go that route. I think I've answered your question.
You know why?
Good evening.
Okay, President, sir.
You know why I?
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Hello.
Yeah.
Why? If some branch or a branch out of the so many branches go ahead and register the Shams-El-Deen Old Student Association Sure, you understand. They have overtaken the national. What are we going to do about that?
I understand your point clearly, but I would not want us to debate that here.
Okay, they will not do that.
The point really is that I know where you are going, and
Okay.
I will discuss that with you in person. Thank you, sir.
All right.
The president.
Yeah, who is speaking?
Do I have the floor now?
Hassan. Is that Hassan?
Hello.
Hello, who is speaking? Identify yourself and talk. Go
Can
ahead.
you hear?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
The president.
Yeah.
Hi.
Go ahead. We can hear you. Oh, your network is not too good. So we have overspent our time, and on this, I will want us to put this to an end because we have to wake up early and go to school tomorrow. So we are all going to be jumbo tomorrow. We have to wake up early, carry our lunch pack, carry our book and bags, and then rush to the school. Resumption is 7:30. Assembly will be conducted by 8 o'clock. If you are late, you are going to be sent to the garden to go and uproot some yams. So by 8:30, we are going to do identification of branches, and then by 9 o'clock, we will move straight from the school to our young compound. So I will, by this, end this meeting at this point, and I wish every one of us happy anniversary in advance. Can we go for national pledge to close this meeting? Want to go? I pledge to Nigeria, my country.
Pledge to Nigeria, my
Nigeria, my
to
country,
be faithful, loyal, and
to be
honest.
faithful, loyal, and
Serve
honest,
Nigeria with all
to
my
serve
strength.
Nigeria with all my strength,
Defend our unity,
defend our unity,
uphold our
and
honor
uphold
and glory.
and
So help me God.
Hello.